Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to build Power Apps Code app from scratch, and we'll connect it with the Power Automate to trigger the backend workflows, and we'll pass the dynamic value from the app to the Power Automate so that we can take the business process execution further. So traditionally, we have been building Canvas and model-driven apps, but with this code-first approach, Microsoft now introduced a more developer-focused called Power Apps Code. So where we can build the application using modern technologies like React and Vite, and while still deploying and running them inside the Power Platform. So as in in my perspective, it's very important shift because now developers can create highly customized and modern user experience while still using the platform services like Power Automate, Dataverse, SharePoint, everything in single umbrella. So in this video, we are going to build one office inventory management app. So right now I'm showing you one of the example which I've already built, that is training and certification. So this has been built with this code first approach with the Power Apps CLI. And over here, we have this one of the form. So on submission of this form, we are calling one of the Power Automate from the app itself so that it can take the approval process forward. So the same behavior we are going to replicate with the new app which we are going to build with this Power App. So though we have already talked about this Power Platform CLI in our past videos, how we can build out the code first Power Apps. Just giving a bit of overview, this Power App CLI is Microsoft one-stop solution for empowering developer independent with software vendors to perform various operations in Microsoft platform. So we need to install the Power Platform CLI, and we'll follow the step-by-step approach over here. So what I'll do, open the Microsoft tutorial for creating a code app from scratch. So the prerequisites, we have to have our platform with the code apps enabled. So you can go to your administration and you can click on your environment. So all the environments would be listed over here. Just make sure that the environment where you want to build or publish your app, that environment should have this code app enabled. So once you go to this settings, features, so this part, Power Apps Code Apps, just enable it. And then you can have your Node.js installed on your machine and Power Platform CLI. So we'll take a look how to get that started. So for CLI, you can just click on this Power Platform CLI. You can download that extension or have that added to your Visual Studio Code. So install Visual Studio Code extension. So this would be sufficed. So once you do that, then we are good to proceed with the next step. So to start with, we'll copy the template of code app from this Git repository, which Microsoft has given. So I have written the important commands and I'll paste in the description also. So over here, we'll be writing this npx degit and this repository, and we will just give it a name so that we can have this folder created. So these two steps we are going to perform. So I will just open the Visual Studio Code first of all. So I'll open the new window, just open your desired folder. So I'll just open this office inventory folder and we'll have our source code over there. So to start with, as I said, we will be opening the terminal. So it will copy the template to our local repository and it will scaffold the required files. So it created this repository, and you can see in source, we have multiple files created, app.tsx and then main.tsx. So it's scaffolded whatever is required for this code first app. So to start with, we will install the required packages. So with that, we will just say npm install so that it can install the packages from package.json. So all the dependencies are installed now. So as I said, we are going to build one office inventory system, and nowadays everyone works with the AI tools. So we are going to take help of Codex extension, and I will just update or give a prompt to update my this current app.tsx to build an office inventory application. So I will just give update my current app with office inventory management app, where I can see all inventories and also can create a new inventory. So this is simple app we are going to build. So once I provide this prompt to Codex, it will do the updates for us. So we are not writing any code. We are not touching any code. We are just watching it. We are just reviewing it. So whether our business requirement is being sufficed with our this operation or not. So now the Codex is done with the creation of this app, and we will just run that into our dev environment before publishing into our actual environment. So I will just say npm run dev so that we can see what it has built for us. So it has started on this port, and we can click on this one and we can review the UI which it has created. So right now we can see it has created something with the dummy data and with the form. So we are good with it. So now as a next step, we can decide to publish it in our environment. So for that, we have to have our environment ID. So you can go back to your environment and you can grab the environment ID. To grab the environment ID, just go to environment, and in the environment details, you will see this environment ID. So this is the environment. You can copy from here, and we will again go back to our notepad where we have written the useful commands. So over here, to publish it, what we'll do, like we'll just use this npm power apps init. And if you go back to your code, and you will find that we in the packages we have this package installed as part of once we clone our environment from Microsoft GitHub. So this is Microsoft Power Apps. So based on this, the npm commands are there which can initialize our application, and after that we have to specify the environment ID. So this is the environment ID we just copied. We can go back to our terminal and can paste this one so that we can initialize our application. So it created this power.config.json. You can review this power config.json. So it contains the manifestation detail, that is office inventory app, environment ID, and all that stuff. So now what we can do is we can start publishing it. For that, like we will just say npx power apps push, and once we do that, it will appear in our environment. So it's published successfully, and you can go back to your environment. You can refresh your powerapps.com, and under the apps we will find this new code app published. So till now we have done in our past videos also, like where we created any code first app. So now the main part to associate to make an actual business process where I can call the Power Automate from this Power App. So which is the newly introduction from Microsoft, and this is still under preview. If you go to this Microsoft thread, and you will find like under what's new, you can connect to data, you can build out this environment, analyze data request responses, and add flows. So this is the part which we are checking today, which is recently released as in preview. Now coming back to our app, we will just first of all we'll review like whether our office app is present. So this office inventory app is there, and it's of type code, and we will run it quickly just to check the overall look and feel. And if you need to update anything, then just tell your AI tool, Codex or Cloud Code, like whatever you are using. So it will give a rich UI rather than like doing adjustment by yourself. You can leverage this vibe coding tool. So now going back to our code. So in this app.txs, we have this button of submit where like we want to save a new inventory. So it should trigger some notification, some approval process, some business process behind the scenes. So to build that business process, now we have this feature of adding a Power Automate within Code First app. How to do that? We will start by creating one Power Automate initially, and we will just create one solution first, and we will build out one Power Automate. So I'll just go to solutions, and I can start building a new solution. I'll give it a name as Office Inventory Solution. I'll pick the solution, publish it as draft default, and I'll create it. And inside this, we'll add a new Power Automate with instant cloud flow. And here, like we'll give it a name, Office Inventory Flow. And in trigger, we'll choose like when Power Apps calls a flow. So this trigger allows us to pass the value from our Power App form to this Power Automate and then take the flow execution forward. So I'll just create a couple of properties, add an input. So I will just name that as item name. One more one, that is item type. And in next step, I can just simply, for demo, I'll just put send an email notification once this is submitted, but you can make it more advanced with your requirement. So the objective is not to write the complex Power Automate. Objective is to how to call this Power Automate from our code first app. So I'll just use send email and just quickly fill out the required fields. I'll just pick my name for now, body, new inventory, and we'll just pick the item name. In the body also, you can just say the same thing. And finally, we'll just respond back to Power Apps. And response, you can use that response, let's say success, just passing any value, and this has to be passed as something dynamic. So what you can do, like just for testing purpose, I'm just adding this compose action, and I'll just set as success as true. And I will just use this compose output, and we are done with this small Power Automate. Now the actual part starts once this Power Automate gets saved. Then we will go back to our solution, and then we will use the next set of command where we are going to use this Power Apps list flows, so that all the flows related to this trigger, we will just get into our environment. So let's check like our flow is saved. Okay, now we are good to execute this, and it will list down all the flows. And there, like, important part is we are going to pick the flow ID so that we can associate the flow to this code first app. So we have this office inventory flow, and I can copy this ID because we need to add this flow to our this Power App. I'll just replace this one, and the final command is npx Power Apps add a flow. This will add this Power Automate to our solution. And once I execute this, you will start observing that we will just get one auto-generated files that is service related to flow, and that's a brief about like how this flow can be used. So I'll just paste this, enter this, and we will see some auto-generate service files. We'll provide the flow ID again. So it said flow added successfully, and we got this generated folder that has model, and in model we have this text1, text2, like because we added input two text fields, and in service we have this service to trigger our workflow. So now this service has to be consumed by our this app.tsx so that I can make a call on save button or submit button click to this office inventory flow. For that also, you need not to worry, just give your command to your copilot or codex that call my office inventory flow service from inventory form on click of save or submit button. So this will call and it will pass the values to it. So and pass item name as text and item type as text underscore one, because by default it created these two properties in this flow. So we'll just give this prompt to codex and it will update our this save button calling code with our this office inventory. And once it's done, we can review the code, what it has done. So it has updated the service. You can review the code, what changes it has made. So over here, you can see while setting up the inventory in the form, like it has provided this field next item dot name, next item dot category, and it calls this office inventory flow service. This is the service which is written auto generated once we added this flow, and now we are good to go. So we will just again do a npm run build so that we can build our application, and we'll again publish this application. And this time, once we submit our inventory, we are expecting our Power Automate to trigger. So we are pushing it and we will wait just to get all the things published. Publish, we can go back to our Power App and we'll just do a refresh. And this time, once we refresh, we will be asked, will be shown with the notification that new version is published. So I'm just refreshing it. And now, once I create a new inventory or submit a new inventory, then we are expecting our Power Automate to trigger from this Power Apps. So I'll just add laptop and category laptop quantity 20 and just leaving it as is status in use, and I'll just click on this create inventory and we will open the Power Automate. So because we use this connector, so it asked us to allow this connection for first time and we just allowed it, and we can go back to our Power Automate to check the runs. So it ran successfully and we can see the status. We'll just scroll down, see the status. It ran successfully and expectation was to just receive one notification, not any complex process. So we can just open the Outlook and we will check. So I have received this email. So that was the objective of today's video. So we saw like how PowerAppsCodeApp can directly trigger the Power Automate and pass the dynamic value from a modern React-based application into the backend automation. So this is still under preview that's what we can see from Microsoft side. It's new released. So my intent was just to make you aware about this newly released thing. And if you have any further question on this topic, please feel free to drop your comment. I'll try to answer. That's it. Thank you for today.